Hello, everybody, and welcome to this week's edition of Inside High School Sports. Today, I am joined by the Livonia boys soccer program, and representing the Livonia Bulldogs on this week's Inside High School Sports edition is head coach Ray Maxwell and center back Nick Stetter. The Livonia Bulldogs out to a terrific start in Class B, taking on several really good teams in the Livingston Conference, a 10-0-1 start so far. So really promising, coming off a sectional championship appearance last season, fell short to Hornell. So a lot to look forward to with this Bulldogs program. So let's get started. I'll start with you, Coach. What's really been the key to this terrific start for you guys, starting 10-0-1, really dominating your competition? What's really been the main key in terms of why you've done what you've done so far?
Well, I think it's a combination with we have a good senior group. We have 5 captains this year, which is unusual for us, but is well deserved. They've been with us for a while. We get great leadership on and off the field. These guys lead by example. They're terrific players, the 5 of them. That's been a big part of it. And we brought up we have 3 young sophomores that are playing exceptionally well for us also.
And now with winning comes, maybe not as many learning experiences, right? Because a lot of people believe that the biggest teacher is losing and defeat, but you only tied 1 game this year and you got to lose. But why have you guys, or how have you guys continued to kind of learn as a group together despite or while winning together as one?
Yeah, we haven't lost yet. I'm hoping we don't. We have some tough games left. We've had a tough schedule so far. But when we pulled them out, we worried going into the season a little bit that maybe it was too tough a schedule to start with. Our non-league games have been difficult, but we've managed to, if not a good first half, a good second half. We pulled them out, and that helps you bond and helps you feel good about yourselves when you're winning. There's nothing like winning, of course. I think beating Aquinas was key for us. That's probably the shock result of Section 5 so far this year. We hosted a very strong Aquinas team and beat them 3-1 here a couple of weeks ago. So, games like that and wins like that, we all pitch together and play our hearts out, make us a better team.
Now, Nick, center back for this unit, strong back end for the Bulldogs team this year, senior leader for this team. What has really helped you guys, have the success that you've had defensively? And then also, a big part of soccer is working with the midfield and kind of working as one. What's allowed you guys to really have that success this season?
Well, I'll start with the defensive standpoint. It's mainly just it's my senior year. Same thing with Max, my other center back. The wideouts have been rotated, but it's our senior year. Everything matters more. So we realized we got to shut down the opposing offense, and we got to really work hard in the back, work together. And with the midfield and attacker standpoint, we know what our team can do. We've played with each other for years and years, and that's another reason why we're so good together. But we just know that we can play through the middle. We can make runs turn into the midfield and just attack as a whole entire unit with 11 guys rather than just having 4 people up top and some midfielders.
I spoke with Coach Maxwell earlier. You talk about the kind of how long you've played with all these guys right on this team going into the season. It's the final year, the kind of the last hurrah. Looking back at how much time you spent with these players, why have you really and your teammates really worked on working together as much as you can in the off season for this moment?
I mean, it's just you want to win. It's the main point. You just want to win everything. You want trophies, you want medals, you want a legacy. And I just think most of us are all in the same friend group in our grades. And we've just hung out with each other our entire lives. Our parents like each other, we like each other. And we all just work well together and love each other. And I think that's just a really big point of being a team.
Coach Maxwell, kind of adding to that, what makes this group unique compared to previous teams you've coached in your career, and why are they so special?
Oh, that's a good question. There's a lot of similarities because we've had some great kids and some great teams over the years, but this is a real good group of boys. Like I said, it's unusual to have 5 kids that you feel confident you can give a captaincy to. Just to back up what Nick had said there a minute ago, also, the kids get together off season. They're pretty good about that. I don't have to get them together as often as I've had to in the past. We get them in the gym once a week in the winter, but in the summers they're real good about showing up at. We converted some old tennis courts into a little turf field, and the boys are wonderful. They're up here almost every night in the summer playing, and that's been very valuable for us, especially when we're playing so many games on turf now, and we have a grass field. So turf's not as much of a foreign substance as it used to be, and that's been very helpful. So the kids are really good about getting together on, and I think we're starting to see the benefits of that.
Now, this actually just sprung on me from Coach Maxwell's comment. Nick, I'm curious because I played soccer in high school. Do you prefer playing on turf, or is it more of a grass thing for you? What do you actually prefer to play on?
Personally, I can't stand turf. It's fast. It's like causes a lot more injuries. And personally, in my opinion, we have one of the best grass fields in Section 5, and I just love playing on here. It's flat. It's just grass is cut well by our grounds crew here in Livonia. And I just personally love the grass fields way more than turf.
So an interesting tidbit that I found going through your schedule this season, 11 games played, and Nick, this is for you. You've only allowed 1 goal or less in every game. So you've never allowed 2 goals this season. You've been really stellar defensively, goaltending wise. Why have you had the success you've had? And maybe it goes back to that earlier question about how it's kind of worked out on the defensive end.
So I'll bring you back to last year when we played Aquinas, actually. We lost 2-1 in overtime, and the first goal that was scored was with about 20 seconds left in the half. And I think what we've done this year that has improved so much is we play till the last second of every half, every minute, every single time we're on that field. We just play till we can't play anymore, and it's just a hustle game. We've hustled so much this season. Everybody's running their tails off, and I think it's working out really well.
Now, Coach Maxwell, what are the strengths of this team so far this season?
Yeah, well, I think I spoke to the team about it earlier. I think we've been, people would think we're a second half team because we haven't scored much in the first half, but I think we control the whole 80 minutes so far in most games. And I think what we do is we wear the teams down. We're in pretty good shape. We have a very strong starting 11. We have some depth. I'd like to have more depth than we have, and I think hopefully we're getting to that point soon. But we seem to wear teams down, and I think that's why we're scoring in the second half. I think teams are packing it in against us. We've played against some really good goalkeepers, but eventually they kind of succumb. They can only hold on so long, and so we tend to get them in the second half. I think that we're able to go strong for 80 minutes has been key.
Now, the last 2 questions for you, Nick. One, the first one I'll start and you can answer. How has Coach helped you develop, and kind of this group that you've grown up with, right, playing together like you mentioned all the time? How has Coach Maxwell really helped you and your teammates develop into what you've become so far, a really dominant force in the Livingston Conference?
I mean, when I was growing up, playing under Coach Maxwell was like a blessing from everything I've heard from him. So now coming up and coaching with him, I realize why everyone loves him. He's such a tough coach. He's a very good guy. He understands if somebody has a knock, we can rest, and that rest leads us to being healthy 100%. And our practices aren't easy. Like, we have a good workout every day, and we work hard, and everyone wants to play under him, and that's what gets us to work hard.
And then last but not least, Nick, again, the end goal for every senior, any player really at the high school level, is to end with a sectional championship. You were so close last year, taking on Hornell, losing in a close matchup, tied again this season, and you have an upcoming matchup this week. So just overall, what have your thoughts been of representing Livonia, representing this program, and how proud are you of you and your teammates and the success you've had as a Livonia Bulldogs soccer player?
As you mentioned last year, yes, it was extremely hard, and having those seniors go was also extremely tough to see them go without winning a sectional title in their last hurrah. But I think representing it now, being 10-0-1 going into this game, it's just it's huge. It's huge. We're getting publicity. We're getting news as we're in this interview. It's just everyone wants to play for this team and everyone wants to watch this team. And I feel like it's such an amazing feeling for the town, the school, and everybody involved in this program.
And then Coach Maxwell, sorry, last but not least, but how have you seen the community kind of support this program as you've had the success you've had?
Yeah, this has always been a good sports community, and they support the football, the soccer, and everything, and we support each other, which is nice. And when the boys are playing, the girls are here, and vice versa. Several of the boys will go to the girls' game at HFL tonight. So I've always liked that about Livonia, that we've supported all the sports, and we're not a huge school, but we're pretty competitive in just about every sport, and I think that speaks well for us. And and part of that is the support we get from the student body and from the community. And of course, everyone likes a winner. So I mean, the word is we've got a good team here too. So if it's a nice night tomorrow night, I'm sure we'll have a nice crowd for a game with Hornell.